Subscribe to Simply Bitcoin.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. You made it to another episode of the Meme Factory podcast. This is Stream Test number 147. This evening, I'm joined by Rope, David Bennett, Yellow, Plan Marcus, and World of Rusty. Say hi in unison.
Hello.
Hi. Take me to your leader. Oh, hey.
Hello.
Wow, we really messed that one up.
That's exactly what I wanted.
No, it's perfect.
All right. So, who we got here this evening? All right. This is going to be between Yellow, Marcus, and Rusty. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. What is it? Yellow.
One.
1. Okay. Marcus? Sounds like Marcus is volunteering. Is that what it sounds like to you?
My one was very strategic.
Oh, okay.
You can
Oh, that was
Yeah,
you. That was
zero.
1 and 0. Marcus, what you got? I got a 1 and a 0.
Fuck you, Rusty. God damn
fuck
it.
you, Rusty.
You outplayed me there, Yellow.
All right, I'm going to assume
Oh,
Marcus
okay.
is working on his surfboard here, so I am going to send the ad copy to Rusty, who guessed a number 1 when the number was 3. No, I don't want to send him money. I want to send him a message. Here we go. All right, Rusty, you got the ad copy this week at your convenience, sir.
Suck it, Rusty. I feel like I need proof. I need proof that you picked 3. Is it on the blockchain or something?
Right there.
I don't know. Okay. Okay. All right, hang on. I'm opening my DMs.
Excellent, excellent.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Are you tired of cryptocurrency companies, tokens, and thought leaders disappearing the moment your investment goes south? Introducing Luigi's Locations, trademarked. The only mapping service that tracks the whereabouts of elusive cryptocurrency CEOs and influencers, whether they're sipping margaritas on a private island or getting ready to walk into a meeting in downtown Manhattan. Luigi's Locations keeps you informed with audible alerts like, "It's a me, a CEO." Collect power-ups with real-time alerts, escape risk warnings, and where's my CEO dashboard? You'll never be left in the dark again, because accountability shouldn't be decentralized. Luigi's Locations offers real-time police and emergency services scanner and mapping services on a built-in and integrated with traffic data to provide the best routes from your current location to your destination without undue interference from random Koopa troopers. Sign up today and receive a free 3D printed self-defense tool. That's a surprise tool that you can use later. Luigi's Locations, centralizing accountability starting today. First 15 callers also receive a $10 Burger King gift certificate. That's a great little incentive thrown in there at the end.
Yeah, nice. So there's a burger with this offer too. Huh? Nice. Lovely. Thank you for Luigi's Location sponsoring the show this evening. Appreciate it. And looks like
Hopefully
we don't.
I did the Luigi accent.
You did it
when it was
perfect.
nice. Thanks, Greg.
All right, so looks like we don't have any sandwiches this evening, so I think it's bologna sandwiches for everybody. I think that's what's being delivered since we don't have a Becca.
Is that beef?
You could pretend it is. Actually, I don't know what bologna is. Is bologna pig or is it beef? Do you know, David?
Talk about, I don't know, Dave. Yeah,
Protein.
David. First question of the night.
First question.
What's in bologna?
Yeah, what is bologna made out of?
Oh God, you don't want lips and assholes.
Human?
Hot dogs.
Oh,
I guess. Okay, I'll take that back. If it's Oscar Mayer bologna, you're probably looking at lips and assholes. If it's actually bologna from, like, I don't know, Europe or something like that, it's probably chock full of some, better quality stuff. But it's kind of like the a meat product made out of stuff that you just people
Perfect.
don't normally buy.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
True.
All right, so we began talking about this before we started the pod, but Ro put a freeze on it. Yellow, you had a question for David,
yeah.
specifically tailored to
Okay.
his.
So I'm rewatching Star Trek, and they have this kind of like technology where they found like an M class planet. Gravity is right. It might not have like an atmosphere, but they do the so-called like terraforming. And I was wondering, because you know your stuff around like agriculture and all that, and you're a man of the know with the knowledge. Let's say if they resolve the atmosphere part, let's say, and there's like a layer there with ozone and oxygen that is just perfect. Like, is terraforming possible when it comes to soil, mostly?
So you're saying like if somehow we were able to put some kind of breathable atmosphere on a planet that didn't have one for God only knows how long, would there be viable soil?
Yeah, can you make the soil of the dead soil like rejuvenated enough in order to produce any kind of like substance you can eat?
Yep.
Like
Oh, see,
they did something similar in Martian, right?
Yeah.
Right in the movie.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it all
with the
boils down to what
potatoes.
like it really does all boil down to understanding what soil's made out of in the first place. And the base material for all soil is the rock that whatever planet that soil forms on. That's where the base mineral content of the soil that you get is going to come out from the mother rock. So if the soil is being, if you've got some kind of like sandy looking soil or something like that over basalt, then the majority of the minerals in that soil is going to be formed from the basalt underlayment. If you're on top of granite, it's going to come out of the granite. If you're on top of, I don't know, sandstone, you get how this is going. So, but that's just the mineral, the hard rock mineral component, right? You need a whole bunch of other stuff. And the major other component of any kind of functional soil is organic matter, which is simply just different types, lengths, and shapes of molecular chains of carbon. Could be combined with some nitrogen, some carbon chains with oxygen and nitrogen, all kinds of stuff. But the majority is like these long, medium, and short molecular chains of carbon in general. That's your biotic organic matter. And then you have the third major component of soil is the life, microbiology, little arthropods, little like, little critters. You get the like little, roly-polies and like the small insects and worms and stuff like that. But mostly you really need to drive the biology to be favoring micro or bacteria and fungus, really. So if you had a terraformed planet and you've got a sterile soil, chances are good, like on Mars, chances are really good that there's probably some kind of bacteria that's already there. It's just like been dormant for like 10 million years or however long that Mars has been dead. The other component is you need water. So if you rehydrate some of that soil that's already there, chances are really good you've already got all the components of a good soil, right? But if you were on something like a planet that we don't, like, let's say that we complete pure conjecture has just rock and only like sandblasted soil and has never had really any life on it at all, you'd have to build that microbiology up from scratch. You can do that with laboratory equipment, but at that point you're talking about, well, how much would you actually be able, soil would you be able to actually activate in square footage? And you're talking about like it would take a shitload to do an acre. So now we start talking about, well, how broad scale are we talking about? An entire planetary endeavor? It can be done. How many hundreds of years do you want to wait? How many thousands of people are we talking about? How much millions in, worth of purchasing power do you want to spend on fermentation equipment to actually brew up all this stuff? It's not that it can't be done. The question becomes, is it practical to be done? And the practicality comes from two ways. One is, am I going to die without it? Well, that's pretty freaking practical. So yeah, you're going to spare no expense. But if it's something like, well, is it going to be, we're just looking for profit? I'd probably look somewhere else.
Okay, so if in theory it can be done, like why cannot be done in areas that have become a wasteland in Earth, and basically against what the most are out there are saying, that Earth is like a dying planet and all that, the climate change and all that. They keep on saying and pushing that agenda. Like, why don't we like terraform
We're
the Sahara
terraforming by
Desert,
pumping out all that
the, Sa-
CO2 gas. It's greening the planet.
the Sahara Desert or some shit? Like,
Yeah, the
can,
Sahara. Well, a major part of the Sahara Desert was the breadbasket for northern Africa, Egypt, and honestly, the rest of the Mediterranean. And it just got increasingly desertified. Agriculture does that, and it's a conundrum because if you just leave a forest to grow all by itself and you don't do anything to it, it'll be fine for millions of years. It'll never go to a desert unless some kind of catastrophic event happens. But if you start turning soil over with a till or like a disc plane, a disker or something like that, you start disturbing the soil, and every time you do, you release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. The way that carbon dioxide occurred was that the organic matter that was in the soil that I was telling you about you need to have, if
yeah.
you turn that over into the presence of oxygen, it'll burn. You just don't see the flames, but it
Huh.
oxidizes like it was set on fire. So
Oh,
all
shit.
this carbon, we had like, I don't know, anywhere between 8 and 14% carbon in our soils in the Great Plains in the United States. And then when we started tilling it over, it does what I said. It oxidizes the carbon compounds and then just basically expresses itself as CO2 and just kind of flies away up to the atmosphere. And now we're down to, in some parts, a 0.5%, 1% carbon in those same places. And that's what causes the desertification. And it always is what causes the desertification, because if you look at the Crescent Valley in the Middle East, that's essentially where agriculture started, and it's all a wasteland. And everywhere that agriculture went, it does nothing but turn shit to wasteland. And we start asking ourselves the question primarily is like, well, does that mean we have to stop doing agriculture? And the answer is no. We can't do it the way that we've been doing it, because every time we turn over soil, it burns the soil. And then we end up with the Sahara Desert. So now we've got a Sahara Desert. And the question now becomes, can we put the Sahara Desert through terraforming back to productive soil? And the answer goes back to yes, with two caveats. Why do you want to do it? And if it's for profit, you may want to look somewhere else and figure out, just somehow or another, leave it alone. There's other things that could be done. We can get to that later if you want, but the other question is, am I going to die if I don't do it? And if I'm going to die if I don't do it, then you'll spare no expense to make sure that at least enough part of the Sahara Desert will at least feed you and your family. It's like, what's the incentive? And so it's not that it can't be done. It sure as shit can be done. It's the return on investment. There's all manner of really good ideas that should be done, but because there's no return on investment, they are never going to be done. And this, turning the Sahara back green does not have a monetary value that people are interested in.
Very nice.
So I've been seeing something that's been pissing me off, and I know you guys have seen it too. The return of all the FUD from previous cycles, except it's not coming through the normal channels. It's not coming from podcasts and Twitter anymore. It's coming direct to you from the mainstream news. Ever since Lummis came out with the Bitcoin bill, all I've seen about it on major media stations is that it's a terrible idea. It's a way to push a Ponzi scheme, and it's a way to push the crypto crashes, the cost of those, onto the American taxpayer, which just seems absolutely ridiculous to me. I don't know. Yellow, Rope, David, Rusty, Marcus, have you guys seen any of this? What are your thoughts on what's happening here? Start with Rope. Rope, have you seen it?
Sorry, my kid was yelling at me, and I heard the Bitcoin bill, and that's all I've got. All I heard out of my earbuds.
That was awkward. That was awkward. That means nobody listens to you, correct?
No, it just
How
means
does that feel?
normal.
How does that feel?
Feels normal.
Now,
What was the? Give me the Spark Notes version, and I'll
okay,
give
so
you my
basically, Craig,
inbred opinion.
Craig asked, like, if you saw the latest thing happening around men fashion and what they're wearing in Paris this winter, and what's
Yeah,
your
I'm a
thoughts about
fan.
that?
No, I said
I'm a
what I've
fan.
been seeing in the media has been like a recycling of old FUD about Bitcoin, except they're not saying Bitcoin; they keep saying crypto, and it's all since the Cynthia Lummis and the Bitcoin bill. I'm seeing like, okay, this is a way to foist crypto losses on American taxpayers. It's a way to push up the bubble, make crypto millionaires even richer, and it's like it seems like they're just distorting reality for 20-second headline snippets. Have you seen any of this,
Yeah.
Rope?
No, I haven't. Yellow. I like the lace thongs that they're wearing in Paris, especially the men's brands. They did a
Huh?
camo one that was like black and white.
Uh-huh.
That was the
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one. They had like a little tapini, like boggin, but it was just like just had squares on it. It had a little.
Yeah, I kind of like that detail too. Yeah, especially the latest La Lauren series. I
Oh,
kind
I
of
love
enjoy
Ralph
that too.
Lauren.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that's good. Greg, to answer your question, yeah, no, I haven't. I literally just don't pay attention too much. I'm sorry. It's just
Especially when
no.
it comes out of you.
Rusty, feel free to save me from this drowning I'm currently stuck in.
Yeah, no, I was letting it go for a bit. No, I got to be honest. I haven't seen the recycling of the FUD as much as you have. Maybe we're in a separate Twitter bubble or something.
No, it's not Twitter. I'm seeing it on like mainstream news.
Oh, you
Oh, I
watch
don't.
mainstream news. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the
That's
problem. There you go.
yeah,
Jesus.
just turn that shit off, man. Come on.
No wonder,
Come on. What are you?
no one answered your question. You're like, hey guys, so on mainstream news, and everybody just like,
Did you guys
just like
watch
stop listening.
CNN last night?
You still watching mainstream media news, Dave?
You know
Yeah,
what?
how's the view going? Do you enjoy Joy Behar,
Oh God.
Marcus?
I take it back.
I
I've been
honestly have
I've
no
been
idea
seeing
who that is.
clips of mainstream news
See,
on
Marcus
Twitter.
is smart. He doesn't know. Yeah, Marcus is good.
Welcome to another episode where the Meme Factory roasted Greg, our potato.
To Greg's point, I love hearing those mainstream snippets. The good thing is like all the cyber hornets always just cut the snippets and they find their way onto X, and then you get to like eat some popcorn while listening what's going on that side. I've seen a couple from the Dutch news as well, and I'm surprised, like Bitcoin hitting 100K, and they're still bringing up all the talking points about criminals. It's used for criminal purchases. It uses too much energy. Quantum computer could break it in the future. Oh, and by the way, it crashed 10% 2 days ago.
Yeah, don't
So
buy it. It crashed.
that kind of stuff. So Yeah. Is it incompetence or is it more sinister than that? I don't know. I don't really care. Bitcoin continues to win. Maybe this is what creates a market, right? We need people to buy that $1,000,000.
Absolutely. I mean,
So,
I'll be buying in a million. Will you
going,
be buying in a million?
Me?
going back to my
Not
question,
me.
David, are you watching mainstream media news?
Was that your question
How's
from earlier?
mainstream media and news going?
Well, no, I don't, and I do. I did yesterday, and that's where I pulled together the first 30 minutes of the podcast that I put out this morning. I did the first 30 minutes was all about exactly what Greg's talking about. And I don't sit down in front of my television set and watch CNN. I actually did get all of this from Twitter, right? And it was an accident. I stumbled across it, and 30 seconds later I had three consecutive tweets that had video embedded into it, and each one of these video length of these videos was anywhere between 5 and 7 minutes long. One was the Young Turks. One was Chris Hayes. Oh, I don't know if anybody's ever watched him, but it's murder watching this poor dumb son of a bitch. And then the third one was from somebody I don't know, but it was a high production value mainstream media news site. All of them, and I basically kind of chopped them up and said various things because they were all carrying different messages, but if you take it in total, it's all the same message. And what Greg was saying is exactly right.
Yeah.
They're recycling all of the FUD that we've already dealt with, not once, not twice, not thrice, but about 10 million times. There was one guy that I caught that was trying to still make the argument that North Korea was subsidizing its nuclear weapons program with Bitcoin. I mean, we heard that 3 years ago. We heard that 5 years ago. It was bullshit then. It's bullshit now.
Terrorism, drugs.
Terrorism, drugs. It went on and on. I break it down pretty succinctly. It's episode 1007 of the Bitcoin and podcast if you want to go listen to it. But it's the first half of the show is about these 3 5-minute clips. And it was all the same. Each one of them was making the same bullshit arguments, multiple arguments inside of each one. And the Young Turks was actually praising Chris Hayes's video. So I put Chris Hayes first, and then I did the Young Turks. And they were making buffoonery. It was even worse than what Chris Hayes was saying. And then this woman and her two guests and whatnot was playing good cop, bad cop. And it was awful to listen to. But what I'm coming up with is that the mainstream media is going to die this 4 years. You're going to see major rotations out of NBC, CBS, ABC, you know the list. It's like there's 7 members of the mainstream media list, and they're all going to go away. All the talking heads are going to be replaced. They burnt their last 8 years in a fury on Orange Man. They cannot get their shit together to understand how they're going to operate for the next 4 years. So what they're doing is they're crafting their what they think is their own narrative, and they're tying Bitcoin to Orange Man, to the notion that the Bitcoin bill, and maybe it does because I haven't read the bill. If anybody here has read the bill and can tell me definitively whether or not the bill says that we need to sell gold from the
no, that was
US
a
Treasury.
Michael Saylor.
See, but all three of them brought that up.
Yeah, of
all
course.
3 of them brought that up, that Cynthia Lummis's bill was going to force the sale of gold from the U.S. Treasury to buy Bitcoin. That was one.
Sailor lately says stupid things. That's why. I don't know.
Do you think there's really
Not
gold
Sailor.
in the Treasury? Do you
No.
think there's really gold there?
There's some.
Probably not.
There's
Nah.
some, but it's not like what it used to be. But my point is that they're crafting a narrative, and I'm watching it happen, but they're doing it at a furious pace, and they're already coordinated on the messaging. So be aware.
As soon as you said, has anyone read the Bitcoin bill, I instantly thought of Labra saying, "Didn't read, never selling."
The one thing that I know is in there that I don't like is that the only purpose, I think it seems, is that to have the Bitcoin strategic reserve is in order to pay off the debt, which sounds ridiculous. Like, why wouldn't you print dollars to pay off the debt?
Well, yeah, and these
Doesn't that
guys were
create
talking
more debt?
about that too. These guys were talking about that too. Young Turks was saying, "Well, we got to, we'd have to pay $100 billion at today's prices to get the 1 million Bitcoin that the bill calls for," and then started talking about how you you can't pay off the debt with Bitcoin. Okay, yes, you can. It's the question is, should you?
Right.
And honestly, Greg, I made the argument in the podcast today. I think that this is a very narrow-minded view of what the utility of Bitcoin is. If you are literally drafting an entire bill, calling it the Bitcoin bill, and its only purpose is to have a strategic reserve that does nothing but plan to pay off the United States debt in 20 years, then I'm very concerned that Cynthia Lummis doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Right.
And I kind of wish she did. I kind of wish she did. I don't not like her. I want to like her. But I'm starting to see that even these guys don't know what they're talking about.
Still
and
a
we keep
politician.
thinking that maybe they do know what they're talking about, but this is the worst idea I've ever heard.
Hey, David. Rusty
dumb.
has a question. I got to interrupt you. I didn't last time because
Oh,
you were on a roll.
that's okay,
but
man. Go ahead.
these are the rules here.
No, it's on the same point, and I think it doesn't. To me, in my opinion, it doesn't matter. It's like a Trojan horse. Like, even if Cynthia Lummis thinks that she's going to use it to pay off, it's like how we all get into Bitcoin, right? It's like hey, I'm gonna buy this to get rich, and then you buy it, and then your kind of life and your thoughts around saving and things suddenly get changed. So it's like, it doesn't matter what reason they have to start with. It's what they end up changing once they do it. I think is more important.
I agree. I mean, I see exactly where you're coming from, and I like that sentiment. My issue is like, is this the limit of their imagination? That's what actually scares me. The fact that they're going to find out, their imaginations will expand once they start actually handling this stuff and really seeing what it can do. I think that they will indeed do what you say.
Guys, we can buy so many cruise missiles with this.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that was the thing that I just think is kind of, I think the payment of the national debt with a 20-year cycle of holding and accruing Bitcoin is not very imaginative.
No, it isn't. But you know what is imaginative? All the memes we see on a weekly basis, which is a great time for me to bring up that Rope should have some memes put together today for us for a meme review. So at your leisure, sir. And as he's pulling that up, anybody who's listening or watching, please send us any Bitcoin memes you see during the course of the week. We would love to share them and rate them and review them.
Just a quick note, that was a really terrible segue. Just so you know.
Thank you.
That's all.
I mean, it wasn't great, but I mean, give him a little credit. I mean, he is a potato. You know. Yeah. All right, first one up, we got Dan Splaining, which is a nice little ad there, submitted by, I think, Greg, or maybe it was Rusty. I don't know. Excuse me. Everyone wants to be liked and accepted except for Dan. And it's got Dan doesn't give a fuck, giving the bird to the normies. He's got his Bitcoin balloons. This looks like a nice little piece of original art here, climbing up the the green staircase here to 100K.
Not gonna lie, I was looking for an RDBTC watermark on this because the first time I'd seen this format was an RD meme.
I've done that meme back in 2013. I swear to God.
Jeez, here we go. Here we go.
Without the chart.
Give that 1 acre of terraformed Sahara.
Next one here, submitted by Cam on our show tweets here. Here's a meme. Do they rip a line every Bitcoin all-time high? And they're playing the Guess Who game here. The girl says no, and he flips down Michael Saylor.
I spat my coffee at work when I read this.
Yeah, that was good. I have trouble believing that Cam actually made this, but if he did, well done, sir. Well done. Well done. Next one here, of course, we've got the old Hodl X. Always got to have him on the meme review. This is a callback to last Thursday. We've got Barry here hiding under the desk. We've got the golden yellow Terminator here with the microphone. Come on, Barry, get the mic. And Barry was just, he did all that talking for 3 years, and when it came time, he just completely dropped the ball.
I was laughing
Or some might say
so hard when that happened. He was in Signal, and I was messaging him like, "What?" Like, because he couldn't get his audio to work, right?
Yeah, I thought he was trolling.
No, he told me
And then
you couldn't hear me.
He's like, no, yellow's trolling me. I was like, oh gosh, here we go. All right, next up by Side Duck. I think this one was submitted by Greg. This is Greg Zodge and Big Sean Harris's baby.
It's cute, baby.
Yeah. Hey, what's up with the squiggle right here? Did I do that?
Is that a Bennett squiggle?
Oh, okay.
I was doing that.
Okay, it's fine. Just keep it PG.
But I didn't do the yellow squiggle.
All
Yeah, I
right,
wonder
next
who that
right
is.
here. This World of Rescue right here. The story is a lot more simple if you just stack sats and stay humble. I think this was in response to the Roger Ver interview that Rusty sat down and took his time to listen to for some reason. I guess he's just a sadist or what is it, masochist, maybe one of those. So we've got the classic. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're a repository of knowledge.
The previews that you saw is like a whole thread. You know that, right?
No, it's not.
Of the
I thought it
babies,
was a
you mean?
thread.
The previous one.
Oh. See, when I tell you I don't pay attention to Mountain Huddle, and I think, what is this, Chewy? Yeah, it's Chewy. Okay, very nice. We've got Becca and Sailor. That's a rich looking baby right there. That baby came out with an 825 credit score right there. Unfortunately, the Canadian government killed him. Anyways, we've got Swalla and Jeezy and Clumsy Dork. Got that. Okay. All right. She's hot. Anyways, American Hodl and who's this? Oh yeah, the Apple dude.
Oh, wicked smart Bitcoin.
Well, yeah, the Apple dude. Yeah. I guess I could see that. Yeah, he's got the apple on his head. That's just Sean and Greg. Again. Much better. Yeah, there we go. That's a Mormon joke right there.
The hell's up with his leg in that bike? Is he tangled up in that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's stealing 2 bikes, is what it is.
It's AI.
Yeah.
We've got, what movie is this? Rogue One? What is this?
That's Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, Ghost.
But the
Ghost-
baby looked
I
like
knew-
that to me, so I figured I'd throw it in there.
Yeah. What? How do I make it go away? I'm stuck.
Hit the
Oh, there it
X.
goes.
Hit the X over
Okay,
here.
there. I see. And then I guess that was it. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That was good. Thank you, Yellow. That was good.
Back to the names.
Back to
Oh,
the
wait, I missed
memes.
some.
Memes.
Breed Love and
Yikes.
Elizabeth Warren. Why does he look
Oh
Asian?
God.
Did I hear greed instead of breed?
Well,
Oh.
that's not his baby. I guarantee you that.
Oh my god.
No.
How did I miss?
No.
How do I miss? What? No.
No.
Uh,
This is nightmare fuel. Pure nightmare fuel.
That one is. That's terrifying.
That
I
is
don't know.
terrifying.
I don't see any resemblance to Barry on that. That just looks like yellow fucked Oscar the Grouch.
I have a dominant gene for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
He's saying he's recessive.
Barry's recessive.
Grandpa. All right.
Ask Grok to make it uglier.
Lynn Alden and Rod Palmer. It's not bad. I wonder what the gender is. Anyways,
Hey,
Maxie's Club and who's this? Haikyuu? Yeah, our other fellow Greek here. That's just a Pepe.
It's
I
just a
don't.
Pepe.
It's just
hey,
Pepe. I don't. Okay. Stacks V Stack Sats and Spoon Man. Okay, not bad, not bad. Jay and Laser Bobs. Yeah, that's one autistic effing baby right there. Jesus. Psyduck really wants to have a baby with Yellow, apparently.
It's dominant genes again.
Yeah.
Yep. Loco and Grandpa's baby again.
That's the
Why
one
does
that
it
he
look
made
like an anime?
uglier, apparently.
That's the anime right there. We got Ghost and Ray Poison. Oh, and Rat. Yeah, I could see that. The eyes, definitely. Those are definitely Rat Poison's eyes for sure. For sure. Robosaith and Body. Yeah, a bunch of DSBers having babies together. This is what happens after the 100K party. This
I was
is
gonna
the
say, it looks
fallout.
like Adam
Everyone's
back.
pregnant. How would know? Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Rat is not
Yeah,
a
Biden,
DSB.
sure.
Ghost. That's just Ghost of Cipher. Okay. All right. All right. We did enough. All right. All right. Back to the yellow Rusty's meme here that he was really gassed up for. All right. This is a classic tough choice here. Sell my book. CIA wanted small blocks. Sign my pardon partition. Any comments, Rusty? This is your meme. Anything you wanna add on to this?
Yeah, yeah. I listened to the interview, and it just felt like he just couldn't decide what he really wanted to talk about. He wanted to like, fuck, I'm going to jail. I need to free myself, so I need to bring up the pardon thing. But it's also really important that I bring up that that I was censored and the CIA took over Bitcoin and flooded the forums and then he was like, oh, but I also need to sell my book, so I need to tell everybody that the reason I'm going to prison is because my book was so good, and it was just this massive web of lies. It was just like it just made me think of this meme because he's just like, fuck, what's more important, like getting out of jail or selling my book, or like, man, it was an absolute mess. And like what I took away from it in the end was that he brought up the whole CIA took over Bitcoin Talk forum because they wanted small blocks, and because that was good for making sure that it wasn't used as peer-to-peer cash, which supports the BCH argument, and then it was like and then the book was so good that as soon as he posted it, he got arrested for wherever he was in Spain or whatever. He got arrested for tax evasion just as his book came out. And he backed that story up by talking about when he got arrested the first time for selling illegal fireworks online or something, and how he was targeted for that because he spoke out about the government, and therefore it wasn't because he sold illegal fireworks. It was because he spoke out about the government, so he used that as a backstory to make the news story about his book coming out and him going to jail for tax evasion as like, see, it's like it happened again. It's like, or you just keep doing illegal shit. Like what? Like, it was just like ridiculous interview. Like full web of lies.
I'm happy
all.
I didn't watch it or listen to it. But it sounds
Yeah, it was
entertaining.
terrible. It was terrible.
well, to be honest, he is scummy. He is Roger Ver, but him getting arrested in Spain for tax evasion, fuck that. Fuck that. To be honest, like fuck that.
Yeah, they could do
Yeah,
better.
I made a point of that, saying like, he shouldn't go to jail for 109 years because the government didn't get enough of his shit. Like we're all on the same page. We're all on the same page there. But Jesus Christ, like the way he was trying to spin it to get himself out of jail, sell his book,
That's why he is scummy.
and win big blocks. It was like the way he was spinning it was just ridiculous. Like, yeah. He brought up that when everyone else was like buying Lambos because of their Bitcoin gains, he was selling Lambos to buy Bitcoin. It's like somehow gives him some legitimacy or something.
All right, moving along here. We've got MTC on a reply or a quote tweet of BTC archived because Microsoft decided to have fun staying poor. He's the classic, the good old Clippy with the laser eyes here. It looks like you want to save in fiat and see your purchasing power destroyed by inflation. Would you like to have fun staying poor? 100% they did. They did.
You know,
Not gonna make it.
at first I wanted them to buy Bitcoin, like to vote to buy Bitcoin. Then I was like, all the pain they have caused me over the years with these stupid operating systems and this stupid Clippy and things like that, like Cortana and Clippy. Not Halo Cortana, but Windows Cortana.
And the
And
updates. I gotta update again. Fuck off.
exactly.
Yep. Let's see, moving along here. We've got Sam 45 blah blah blah. So why is it master at all-time highs if BTC is over 100K? Just a comment on this tweet, and I'm pretty sure this is not his meme because obviously he cropped it completely wrong. Somebody else did this, but it's the classic sailor here going to milk the old MicroStrategy for more Bitcoin.
I like the other take on this where like the more he milks it, the cow gets fatter.
Yeah. I thought it would be funny to like do it, reverse it to where like the cow is coming to milk him. Like the MicroStrategy is coming to milk him for more Bitcoin. I don't know.
Oh, I know we can't hear him, but you see Rusty's got his hand up.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Rusty.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I had a comment. Have you noticed that on Twitter and on podcasts that everybody is using this fucking word accretive? It's like I've never heard it before in my life, and now everyone is just like MicroStrategy, accretive. Like they're like, fuck.
Accretion is a slow
John
process.
Cena.
It doesn't describe what he's doing. Right?
Yeah, I think it would be accumulating is what he's doing.
What he's like fracking Bitcoin.
That's
like
a good way to put it, man. Either that or he's damn near an alchemist because he's just converting he's converting this bullshit into something that's substantial. And it's like it's like Mike just keeps. I mean, I actually kind of like this meme because MicroStrategy is not going to be MicroStrategy for very much longer. Not that it's going to go under. They're not going to sell software anymore. They're going to punch out of the software.
Not the software they currently sell.
No, they're not going to get into any other software either. This whole notion that they're going to be some kind of like, Bitcoin development, house is all bullshit too. He's not going to develop a single line of fucking code. What he's going to do is going to be 100%. He's getting into finance, venture capital. He's going to do, and I don't know this for a fact because I don't know Mike, but I'm just like, my gut feeling is he's going to turn into a financial services company. And for of
course,
I don't not like Mike, but I'm not a fan of Mike. I'm kind of neutral on him. But this meme says, kind of says a lot. He is milking that cow because right now under its current format, MicroStrategy allows Mike to go over and milk that cow. And he's going to milk the living shit out of it. And when he's done and this poor ass cow blows away into dust, MicroStrategy is going to be called microfinance or something like that. And he's going to be in like 170 countries in the world. It's going to be micro to macro loans. It's going to be financial services. It's going to be VC. It's going to be everything. And it's all going to be backed in Bitcoin. And he got that Bitcoin because he literally milked the cow to death. And he's just going to convert it.
How about Black Strategy or Micro Rock?
Oh, we're brainstorming names.
I like Micro Rock.
Micro Rock.
Yeah.
MicroStrategy Reserve.
Yeah, if it wasn't for AI, I would tell Rusty to go ahead and like sketch up the sailor as an alchemist graphic and sell it to him for I don't know whatever you're charging him, but but nowadays, get wrecked, Rusty.
I don't charge him anymore. The AI took my job.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if it wasn't for AI, that'd be a nice sketch. You'd probably be like, "Oh, I really like this. I'm gonna post it. Here's 20 cents or something." I don't know. Anyways, keep it going. Maxie's Club. Another play on Yellow, still kind of fresh in the news cycle. Yellow's been freed from his debacle as some might call it. This is a comic strip, also making fun of Bari. Don't stop believing, huddle on to the feeling, the last one. After 1,123 days, 3 daily plays of Don't Stop Believing and unsuccessfully asking for the microphone every single day. Okay, Barry, you finally got the mic. And then she sketched in right here, microphone not working. Get wrecked.
I
God
gotta
damn it.
say, I gotta say, I'm not saying God damn it. I'm saying God damn it.
Like a cat, like a meow.
No, say it
Yeah.
say it with more feeling, like how you really felt that day.
God damn it.
Yeah, there we go. There you go. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. This one is by Greg right here. Steve Hanke, this fucking dork. Bitcoin has no connection to the real economy. And in my head, I'm thinking the Morpheus meme. I'm like, what is real? How do you define real, Neo? And it's got C3PO, it got RTD2 here. He says his name is quote unquote Bitcoin, and it's a trash can.
Yeah,
RTD2 is
it's become
confused.
like a
I don't know
message
why.
thing.
Yeah, I don't. This meme really didn't really make much sense, but of course, Greg had to go for the old dunk right here. He says his name is Steve Hanke's opinion.
See,
I
that makes
thought this
more
was
sense.
hilarious. Yeah, yeah,
They are
exactly.
trash.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think Steve Hanke's opinion is worth what's the price? 101K, 101,000 right now. Could be wrong.
It was almost not worth
Could be
making
wrong.
the meme, honestly.
Right. It was a slow day at work, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I got you. Yeah, good job though. I like that one. Logo right here. This is how I felt last Friday before Yellow decided to rickroll us. You fucking piece of shit. This is
That's great.
This is a sad raccoon right here when it's 0125. Clearly, he means like European time or something because it was not. Anyways, and DSV hasn't played yet, then you remember. And yep, relatable. Definitely relatable. Yeah, he rickrolled us. I've got another one right here. Oh, this was Mikado Face earlier today. Fantastic edit. Greg wanted this on the meme review. Greg, do
It was
you have any
clean.
comments on this?
I don't know why he did it, but I really like the spirit of it. That's all.
You don't know why he did it. Right, yeah.
I'm also taller than
You
6
don't
feet.
know why. Yeah, you don't know why. Next one right here. This is RD submitted this one. He said he found it on Instagram, and it's got the Trump here. Congratulations, Bitcoiners, 100,000. You're welcome. Together, we'll make America great again. That's on the left side of the bell curve, and on the smart side, you've got the Dennis Porter. You're welcome and then in the middle, there's the raging soys. No, you can't take Bitcoin. You can't personally take credit for the BTC pumping. No.
I didn't see this. It's amazing, and I'm going to take credit for how amazing it is.
Fuck you, Greg. All right, and that's pretty much the end of the memes there.
Thank you,
That's
Rick.
all she wrote.
Thank you.
Yeah. No
And thank
worries.
you for everybody who submitted memes.
Yeah. It was just like me, you, and Rusty, and
Right. All right. So, in other news, the funniest thing I've seen recently is that you guys know Marathon, the mining company, the Bitcoin mining company, I assume?
Yep.
All right. They're buying Bitcoin. That's like ExxonMobil going out and buying barrels of oil. I don't understand. What the fuck?
They're buying it using the same instrumentation as MicroStrategy. They're selling senior convertible notes. They're doing the same thing. They're selling debt. They're converting a bad idea, debt, and that has no tangible aspect on the face of this planet because it's just debt. It's like they're not selling a bar of gold to get Bitcoin. They're not selling their property to get Bitcoin. They're selling the idea that their stock is going to be worth more later, and people are buying that idea, and they're taking that real money and they're buying real Bitcoin with it. They bought $1.1 billion worth of it yesterday.
I saw. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So they're doing the same playbook. That when remember when Michael Saylor did the whole webinar thing? It was like invited all the CFOs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And really nobody did anything with it, and we were all going, well, whatever. And we
The
just
best
kinda
thing that
forgot
came
that-
out of that was Ross Stevens' presentation.
I don't think I actually saw that.
Oh, it's an amazing
But-
thing. And he's never on any podcast. He never does any media. This is like one appearance, and he just like ripped a hole in the roof with his presentation. It's fantastic. Anybody who hasn't seen it, go see Ross Stevens.
Okay, yeah, I'll go. I
MicroStrategy
will definitely
Presents.
go look for that. But see, the thing about it is that now everybody's doing it. It's all senior convertible notes. No plebs are allowed to actually buy it. You have to be. I love the Mara or the either it was Mara or it was Riot. Riot's doing the same thing. They're doing convertible senior notes too, except in Riot's case, I think that they said it's only going to be available for those reasonably believed to be institutional scale investors. I'm like, what is reasonably believed to be institutional scale?
What
Like,
does that mean?
can I just wear a sign around my neck that says, hey, I'm not a hobo. I'm a reasonably to be believed to telling you the truth that I'm an institutional class investor. I mean, is that all it takes? That's not the point. The point is that the playbook is being used. This is what Mike presented. He's like, you sell the idea that your stock is going to be worth more in the future because it's going to be backed by Bitcoin. And that's what a senior convertible note is. I mean, you could sell it. You can sell your convertible note for cash if that's part of the plan. But more often than not, the people that buy those notes just end up converting it into Class A or Class B shares of the company that they bought the note from. But there's nothing tangible there. See, that's the thing. It's the idea. They're giving him real money, and he's giving them a piece of paper that says we're going to be worth more in the future. It's brilliant. I mean, it's if he ends up being a douchebag and rug pulls everyone, then it's not brilliant, although it kind of is because he's selling nothing for money. He's literally selling nothing for money.
I don't think Saylor can rug pull at this point, but I
don't
imagine
think so.
there are going to be copycat companies that will.
Oh yeah. No, Saylor. I don't think Saylor would anyway, and you're right, he can't. But yeah, as this spreads like a mind virus, watch out.
Speaking of rug pulls, before we go, I want to get everybody's honest opinion on whether or not Hawk Tuah girl is going to jail.
Yeah,
No,
I think she's going to
not going to jail. No, she's not.
Fight.
Yeah, let's fight it up.
I think she's going to see
she's
some
gonna-
time.
Who's going to get pardoned first, Roger Ver or Hawk Tuah girl? I'd put my money on Hawk Tuah girl for sure.
Yeah,
getting pardoned.
Roger.
I mean,
Yeah, Roger's not hot.
correct me if I'm wrong, but like, do these people ever go to jail? Like, the only ones that ever go to jail are the ones that like own exchanges, like SBF and shit, right?
Right, I was
Good
shocked
point.
to see that she might be going to jail because like none of these fucking rug
Yeah, that's what
pulls,
I'm saying.
nobody ever
That's what I'm
serves
saying.
time.
She's not gonna go to jail. I mean, unless they like write some like retroactive laws that go back a couple of years, and then they just decide to go after her. But I think that they got other shit they're worried about. But
Well,
could be wrong.
I think Pump.Fun is going to have some problems because they're the ones that are instigating all this bullshit. Remember the
Yeah, the platforms, the big like companies, yes, but the people like the dev teams on just like individual coins, I don't know. I can't think of any that have went to jail.
No, but the last two that have come up is the Hawk Tuah girl and the Peanut and Fred meme coin. Both of them are probably going to be in hot water. Both of them were done by Pump.Fun. And now I'm starting to think that the Pump.Fun guys, they scan. I could see them doing this. It sounds stupid, but I could see them actually doing this. Sit in front of Twitter all day and look for the meme that's hot, and then contact those people and say we can make $1 million. Because Hawk Tuah girl doesn't know how to spin up a fucking ERC-20. She doesn't know how to do this. She said something about her and her team. Yeah, she ain't got no team unless it's the Pump.Fun people. And the same thing with Peanut and Fred guy. He's too damn old to know how any of this shit works. And I'm not saying that he wouldn't know how it works. It's not saying that, like, I mean, I'm old too, but I know how it works because I'm interested in it. A dude that saves squirrels from death, probably not going to be a big, guy into like figuring out how the Ethereum shitcoin factory works. But
No.
be that as it may, I really think that they're getting contacted by external forces and being told, hey man, we can make a lot of money, but we need you to actually promote it. And I think that's what happened to both these people.
Solana, by the way.
What?
Those coins were in Solana, right?
Greek puppets is what?
Oh, Solana. Yeah, the Peanut and Fred was on Solana. I think Hawk 2 it was Solana too, as far as I know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know
Yeah,
about that.
Big win for Solana.
She's like a female SBF. She had no idea that the people were gonna take all the money and go to the Caribbean islands. She didn't know. She was just in it to help
She
out
had to have
people.
at least. They were good, but they were very fine people.
On both sides.
Yeah,
Can we at least take Breedlove down before we take Hoctua? Can we?
Seriously.
Yeah, rug
God,
pull.
I think
You
he's
know.
He's a professional rug puller. Didn't he have a hedge fund that he rug pulled and then he went to
I
the
think he
rug
likes
pull
to watch
coin?
other people pull the rug, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Did you go to his health
Oh.
retreat? Did you go to his health retreat, David? Are you go to his health and fitness retreat?
I'm sorry, do what?
Did you go to his health and fitness retreat? Did you
What?
you know, do some meditating? Breedloves?
God, no.
Did you even see the health and fitness retreat?
No, screw that guy and everything about him. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't
It's like the
pretend that
correct
I
answer, I like.
cannot pretend that he's a good guy simply, because I still will listen to Bitcoin podcasts and I'll hear people go, man, did you hear that Robert Breedlove episode? And I'm like, are you actually listening to what this guy has to say after what the shit that he pulled? This is where you want to get your high quality information from? Somebody who can dump a family for an OnlyFans chick?
Ugh.
Fuck you, man. I'm done. I can't even fathom making an excuse for the guy saying, well, you don't know the girl and maybe his wife was a bitch. I don't care if she was the goddamn devil incarnate. You get married and you got a kid with somebody. I'm sorry, pal. That's the horse you bought. And
Well, it was gross because he made everybody think it was his kid, but apparently it wasn't. Or something.
oh,
What?
Controversy.
That's I mean, there's been a lot of shit circulating.
Jesus,
him
that's
trying to like
awful,
lie
dude.
his way in. Yeah.
I think
That's a
Rose's
new
got
kind of
story.
awful. Like there will
Like,
be
you
blood.
never-
He's taking her around all the investor meetings.
Somebody make that meme. Yeah, fuck yeah. Don't use
oh,
the kid's face. Don't use
Jeez.
the kid's face.
All right, we're running low on time, but I also wanted to talk shit on El Salvador for folding on the Bitcoin merchant requirement.
Do you know what
to get
happens
an
to Block
IMF
Guy
loan.
840,000? Wait, no.
Not anymore.
Sorry.
It already happened.
sorry.
All right, so for any of you who didn't pay attention, El Salvador took a 1.3 billion dollar loan from the IMF, contingent upon them pulling back some of the language in their Bitcoin bill, saying that merchants no longer are required to accept Bitcoin as payment in order to get like 1.3 billion from the IMF, which I thought was total bullshit. So I was mad about that. Fuck 'em.
It seems like it seems like a sweet deal because like they weren't required anyway. Even though it was written in law, it was also written that if it was too hard for them to do it, then there was leniency given to merchants to not have to put in the infrastructure to accept Bitcoin. So it's like he pretty much just got free money, right? Like he's like people aren't doing it anyway, so we won't make it lawful. But yeah, that's my opinion.
It was one of the reasons that a lot of us didn't actually like that part in the Bitcoin law when it first got implemented, because we were saying back then you don't have to shove it down in people's throats, make it an option. It's way better for Bitcoin ethos, right? So they're doing that now, and they're taking basically $1 billion plus money that they will make them a BBB kind of category on the depth scale. That will free some incoming funds for them. I think it's a win.
Fine.
Tora Pottle in the chat. Tora Pottle in the chat points out that they supposedly found a $3 trillion vein of gold.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I got
yeah.
triggered.
I
I
did
got
see that as well.
triggered by vein at first, but I'm sorry. All right, never mind. I'm going back on mute. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna shut this down. David, show your show. Tell everybody where they can find you. Thank you for showing up.
The Bitcoin and podcast. I do it every day. I tell you the news. I told you the news about El Salvador on the day that broke. It's a $3 billion loan. It's $1.3 billion from the IMF, and that unlocked a $1 billion loan from the World Bank and another $1 billion loan or thereabouts from something called like the American Productive Bank or some shit. It's all hooey. I was able to tell you about that the day that it broke. If you want to hear about the Bitcoin news on the day that shit happens, tune into the Bitcoin and podcast. I'm your host, David Bennett.
That's very good, David. Thank you.
Yeah, that was fire.
All right, everybody.
All right.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Have a great night. Stay safe. Buy some Bitcoin. Hold on to it.
Good night, y'all.